Also, we now see a lot of older person population in the country like India, and the percentage is increasing. Plus, you have physical and mental health problems due to the pandemic, and also before. And we see families struggling with it. So there are people who look after people in their family, and they are called as carers. And how do you see carers equipping themselves with competencies to address physical and mental health using the Jijivisha training?
So I think this can be done through the right training courses. Right, is important. I mean, even abroad, there are organizations, there are government institutions that provide training to carers because there's a formal system. Like I can register as a carer for my father or my mother, and then there is one social care system where the benefit system pays me and it's little money so that I can provide support to them for 16 hours a week or whatever the money budget is. But training would be one of the main important things. Self-learning, because there are mechanisms where you have to develop and build up support groups so people can learn from each other. And then experience through either mentor training or work exposure. So that's something that can be kind of be built up as well. So I think nowadays there's a lot of online courses. It's brilliant, in terms of access to quickly learning training. You get a certificate immediately, so that's brilliant. But the service sector is one that you always have to have kind of face-to-face, hands-on based training, and this is basically demonstrated to practice and assess for competencies in the classroom, and also looking at field-based internships. So I think that's very important to kind of think about because you might not really get a sense of what they're training. I mean, if you've already worked in the sector for a while and you're reading about things, then you can apply that to you. But if you're a complete newbie, it becomes very difficult to look at. But I think it's also a change in mindset to understand how care is based on promotion of independence of the individual. Understanding concepts like consent, mental capacity, which is basically not yet developed in India. Looking at things like best interests of the client. Now, these are established protocols and there are guidance. There are, mechanisms to actually implement this in the UK, for example. And there's a difference in how, I might do something for myself as as how you would feel the same to assist me. See, I'm doing, say, combing my hair in a particular fashion, and then you are helping me because now I cannot use my hands anymore because of weakness. I would want you to do it in a particular fashion because you have to understand that it's important to understand I'm not able to do it when I want it to be done. So when a person is helping somebody else, they could remember that they're assisting them with their consent, their way of working. So it's important. So that is one of the things what we want to kind of bring into today's care system here because this is tried and tested, abroad. So it's basically been then I've worked in the sector for so long. So I can understand how this is basically put. But simply put, it's basically simpler for it's putting yourself in somebody else's shoes, understanding what they're going through. And part of the training modality that we follow also is based on that. We actually look at experiences. We do group discussions. We do role plays. We have exercises where we actually expect the candidate to go through whatever the person living with dementia is going through. We look at exercises like that. So it helps them kind of build on this training a little more further. So I think this competency development is very important, not just for formal carers who we train for, who work for money, but also family caregivers, because I think the Indian market is dominantly informal because of the family carers market. So that's one of the issues.
No, no, that's a very important point. And I think based on research, it has come out that a lot of families look after their loved ones at home. So I think that's a very, very important point. And I think looking at the kind of patient-centric effort, and we have a new Mental Health Care Act which has come into place.